Yeah. So how was you guys' week? Can y'all tell me some wins? Let's come off mute and talk about some wins, honey. We are in week number 4. This makes week 4, and what we're going to be talking about is live stream. I'm going to be showing you guys the live stream script and show you by details how to fill it out. We're going to be going over some content creation, sales process, and Darlene is going to be talking to you guys about your money, honey. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Hold on, you can't steal my tagline.
Your money, honey. You should get that trademark.
Right.
I mean, you better stop inviting me to these little what y'all call it that y'all do in y'all company, because I just go there to look, honey. You got some chocolates, just
he is easy on the eyes, honey.
I violated that man in your comments, honey. I was like, oh, how much is he? He looking at me though. He was in a picture. Yeah. Oh my Jesus. And he had that accent. Where you from, Africa? Where you from, Darlene? Nigeria?
I can't remember. I think he's from one of the islands, actually.
Mm-hmm. I hear that. But anywho, that's going to be our timeline for this evening. Okay. So hold on. This little baby V is what? Oh, come. You want to sit over here? All right. You sit here, but you got to behave. All right. Oh, she's being baby V. But okay. So let's first, y'all want to do intros? I mean, we all know each other. We'll do it next time. Let's jump on in because we're like compounding class tonight, going over 3, 4, 5 things. So let's jump right on in. Let me share my screen real quick and show y'all the script. Each of y'all should have this script. If you don't, please let me know. I'll just upload it in our Facebook group, so no worries. So once again, ladies, we're in week number 4, and we're going to be going over live stream first. So this is my live stream script that I made for you guys particularly. And the reason why, when I started to create this, I was like, I need more structure when I go live, right? So you could either print this out and fill it in. You can type your content in, or you can get like these cards, like cue cards, and just write it out on a cue card. So that way you have it. Now, I know one time, I think it was Jackie, she was talking about how, is it okay to keep looking down? Like when you go live, is it okay to like keep looking down at your notes? I was like, yeah, that's okay. You know, like people want to see that you're organized. And when you're all over the place, people don't stay on the live too long or stay watching the video too long. So you should always have something written down. So that way you're not getting off topic and you're not all over the place and you're just way more organized. And when you have your lives pre-planned, you get more confidence. When I write out my lives for the week, I'm so much more confident. I know what I'm talking about. What y'all giggling for? Hold on. What's going on in the chat, honey? Tell me the tea. Tell me the tea. CPA. Yes, honey. I put that CPA on my list. I sure did. Shoshana's a mess. So you just get more confident, you get more organized. And another thing, ladies, and this is what I've done, I went back to when I type this out, every time I go live, I have this typed out, and I save it in a folder on my computer. And so I went back to it's called my March content. And I went back in, I'm like, okay, I'm going to talk about this month. Last year, I talked about business pages versus personal pages. Like, I'm just refurbishing. Hold on one second. She's not behaving. Sorry, y'all. Okay. So like I said, you just get more confident. And again, guys, whatever you go live about or talk about, save that somewhere. You know, nothing you talk about on social media should be just impromptu, even though we do some impromptu lives where we just like, oh my God, I want to talk about this particular thing, and then we hop off. But you want to save your content somewhere so that way you could refurbish it for the following year. You're not reinventing the wheel. Right? So when you go live, step one always is go live before the live, right? I want all of us to get into the habit of doing that. I do that 90% of the time. Went live today, I went live on my personal page and said, hey guys, I'm going to be talking about business pages versus personal page. Join me at 7:30. Therese will tell you a few of the ladies did join the group after me saying that, right? Now, once the live happens, you want to make sure you be on time, or if you need like a little bit of a grace period, always put that ISH at the end, that ish, like 7:30-ish, 7 o'clock-ish, 9 o'clock-ish, to give yourself some time, because sometimes it can be internet issues or what have you. So when you go live, again, you want to introduce yourself and you want to say what you're going to be talking about. What I notice is I don't get into my content right away. Right? So you say the title, you tell people why they need to hear it, you ask them to share, and then what I mean by do it off topic, what I mean by that is talk about something like on random. It could be, for example, today when I went live, go back to my live on my personal page, I broke it down. Like I went live, I told them what I was going to talk about, and then I started talking about the weather. Like today it was hot in New York. Like it was hot, honey. I was walking out with this shirt on. So hot. So I was talking about that, and the man was walking. Y'all saw the little old man circling around my car. I was like, oh, I would lock my doors and everything. Like I just picked stuff around me to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like honestly, some dude, young boy, drove behind my car with his music blasting. And I was like, oh my God, you know it's getting hot out here in New York because these little boys be blasting their music in their mama car. You know, like something that's catchy and niche. You want to just talk about some topic. And the reason why I do that is, for one, give people time to share, because you want to tell them to share before you talk about the off the radar stuff. And two, you want to give people time to come in. So what I've noticed, and I timed it even today for both the lives I did, does take about a little bit over a minute. That is that could feel like a long time, but not everybody gets the notifications at the same time. And then again, you want to continuously ask them to share, right? Ask them to share. So now going into step 8, now you're going to get into your content, guys. Now you want to get into your content. This is why I have extra lines here. You want to keep it like super straight to the point with 3 points. If you have a certain topic that you have 10 or maybe 7 points, that can be a series. Like I did this 13-part Declaration of Independence. I'm not going to give them all 13 at one time. I'm going to split it up. I could do 1 a day. I could do 3 a day. And I could just go from there. That way my content is stretched, right? And also when you are going live, let's say if you're going live on your business page, you want to also don't wait to the end to give your call to action. I know that's how some people teaches us, but you all know how live stream is. People come in, they come out, they may have missed your call to action. You want to make sure they get it. So if I have 3 points, at the end of each point, and each bullet point, I tell them go to bit.ly, whatever. I tell them to go to my group. I tell them to go where I want them to go, right? And at the end, the call to action that I normally tell them, since I already told them where to go, I say, hey guys, who has went to register? Right? Or who has came off the live to register real quick and came back? Type in me. And then the last but not least, you want to let everyone know when's the next time that you're going to be going live. So I really want us all, it don't matter if you're offering something or not, is to get into some consistency when it comes to writing out your content. Tonight, it's an awesome night to just sit down and say, this is what I'm going to talk about. Now, I know that sometimes getting started is a battle. It's like, okay, what am I going to talk about this week? There's some times where I do get in a fog. Me personally, I don't too much because I just go back and see what I talked about in March to see what topics that I've noticed that people gravitated towards. But if you don't have that yet, you need to go and see what your niche is talking about. So if you're doing cooking, if you're doing weight loss, if you're doing, childbirth, if you're doing whatever, self-esteem, money, what are people talking about? If you are doing money, you got to understand, like, what are people's emotions right now this month as it pertains to money, and start talking about that. Now, again, we want to transition it, because I was telling Robert, you guys all been watching Robert, he's amazing. I spoke to him on Tuesday night, and he was telling me how much he's loving the lives. He's gotten to his consistent level of going live often and uploading his videos. And I was like, Robert, you're teaching too much though. And within 24 hours, he just shifted his content. So a lot of times we got to stop getting into teaching. So even if you guys look at my webinar I did today, I didn't teach them anything, right? I didn't even really tell them the difference too much between personal and business. I told them about the myths about business pages. I told them about the false tips that they've been getting. Right? But I didn't teach anybody anything. If you really look at it, the first, 10 minutes, I was talking about myself and talked about my community that I'm affiliated with. But towards the end, it was no teaching. So we have to really get out of the whole teaching part and really get into talking about what we spoke about on week 3 of this course, is talking about the chain. If you guys missed that class, go back to it. It was amazing. I broke it down, talking about the chain, your epiphany moment, your epiphany bridge, and stuff like that. Go back there and watch it, because we got to really dive into the pain part. So what I've noticed, especially with people who are watching us online, they're easy and breezing it right now. They're like, you know what? It's the beginning of the year. I don't got much to worry about. I could wait till later to lose weight. I could wait till later to focus on my weight. I could wait till later to bring focus on bringing my family together. They'll wait till Christmas time to have a dinner, or they wait till Easter to bring everybody together to sit down at the table. So they're coasting it, and you guys have to talk about that. Like, listen, you can't be coasting your life right now, because by the end of the year, it's going to be too late. You don't want to do that. Like, you can start building relationships now. You can start getting your money together right now. So that way, instead of you eating at home, right, for Christmas, y'all can rent an Airbnb, a cute 7-mansion, and start cooking there. That's what I was thinking about too, guys. I was like, I'm not going to cook at my house. Like, I'm just going to rent some, Airbnb somewhere out here in New York and just chill out there, But again, it's like getting them to start thinking about their chain, their problem, their pain point now instead of later. Y'all know just as much as I do, women particularly are always on that later bandwagon, right? And we got to really get them to understand that now is the time. Maybe your friends are waiting. Maybe your husband wants you to wait. But you know that now is the time. Why be 11 months behind? To me, that makes no sense, right? So that's how the type of languaging that you have to give people is just like really dive down. And again, guys, I can't stress enough, doing the research to get your content is so freaking important. For example, today I was talking about the 3 myths. I went on Google. Like literally 20 minutes before I did that webinar. I did the slides in like 10 minutes, y'all. If y'all want the slides, I can give them to you. But I was like, I just went on Google and was like, what are the myths for a business page? And I copied and pasted that bitch. Okay, let me tell you, it's all out there. You know why? Because they can go on Google and they'll see it there. So now I'm identifying, I'm basically staying in the conversation, like Gary Vee talks about. Staying in a conversation. That's it. Don't make up something that people can't research and build receipts off of. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's so important that we don't try to reinvent the wheel. And you guys know I always say that, stop reinvent the wheel. There's trillions of pages of content on Google that you could just dive in to the pool and just swim for years. There's PLRs. Guys, let me go to the site. Thank you, Therese, for posting this site. Let's talk about the PLR real quick, because we was discussing that last night. Therese put an amazing resource, and I was thinking about you. Who was I thinking about? I was thinking about all y'all, but hold on. Let me scroll up. Hold on. Oh my God, we talked all day today. I'm trying to find this link Therese gave me last night. Therese, just from last night, we probably have 45 different conversations now in this messenger. Hold on. No, I got it. Therese. You don't have to get it. So, Therese, if you can, post the link in the chat so at least they see it. So, Therese provided this link here called PLR Me. And these are, it's private label rights content, and it's content that you can give away as a freemium. And they have actual courses. So I was looking at this one last night for myself. No, this wasn't it. But anyway, I just selected it. This wasn't the actual one I was looking at. But ain't that funny? I was talking about Facebook ads and this popped up. Oh, let me move y'all around somewhere else. Yeah. So this, for example, this is like Healthy Habits Facebook ads, and it has like the downloadables. It has everything. You guys know what I'm saying? So, oh, this is what I was going to look at. PLR Brain. Success Brain. So this is a whole course. The Success Brain PLR course. This is a whole course. So if you're in mindset, if you're in the healthy industry, whatever, you can use this. And let me tell you something. There's so much stuff in here on health and wellness. Really, with any industry, there's a lot of stuff in here. But most of y'all on here are in the health and wellness, so I wanted to show that. See? Weight loss and fitness bundle. So for you, Octavia, you already have a PLR with SPBF. You can always stack it with other content, other PLRs that you found that's specific to your niche. So the PLR you have with SPBF, that deals with mindset, self-development. And then you could just stack it with, you know, other PLRs that you found. Okay? And they also have, why am I? Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Can you hear me? It's echoing. Testing. All right. Once Trish, you're still on?
Yes.